Quite movie reviews. This is the Justice League, which is the combination of a couple DC heroes, characters going together. This takes place after the events of Batman v Superman, and basically has the Justice League get together right away. The results are average, to say the best. I mean, the CGI in many parts of the film were appalling. For like a big budget film like that, it's a little bit disappointing to see how fake some of the scenes were. The villain particularly had some fairly bad CGI portions and moments throughout. The general story is the combination of collecting cubes and basically attempting to get the characters back together, which in itself takes a few seconds. But then there's another character that they're going for, and that's kind of what the entire film is about. Instead of really building the Justice League and working on the individuals, it sort of all focuses on one guy and being like, none of us can do anything without this individual. And that's kind of the film. When I walked out of it, I was like, I watched it. I mean, there's not a lot to say. It was a pretty weak plot. The villain wasn't very interesting. You didn't really know who he was, aside from some small backstory. He didn't really build a grudge against anyone. He was just kind of like a bad CGI monster that they needed to take out. And I have no idea what's with the DC Universe and their love of terraforming. It's kind of strange. So yeah, the villain, not very good. It reminded me very much of Batman v Superman, which I tried to forget. But I do actually think BVS might have been a better film than Justice League. I really, it's a very, very weird film. It wasn't particularly great. It bordered more on the very poor, but I liked the characters. I thought they did a great job with the casting. Seriously, the Flash stands out from the cast. He was funny, and that's a big thing in the film, is that it's actually, you laugh a little bit in it. Not everything hits, but it's nice to see a little bit more of a brightness. But that doesn't really make sense when you come from Batman v Superman and the other DC kind of films. So I don't know if they're trying to become more happy-go-lucky, or they're just trying to be more comedic, but it seems like a weird change all of a sudden, and I think that's because the DC Universe doesn't exactly know what they're doing yet, or where they haven't hit their rhythm. Wonder Woman was good in her film, and now she was fine in this one, and I think that's where the strength is with the casting and the characters. They're all really well done. They're going to have, hopefully, some decent standalones along the way, but they need to get these group films kind of being more interesting. I didn't ever feel like they were, there was no tension or anything. There was no threat to them. They knew what they were doing. They were all powerful in their own way, and I loved seeing their abilities. The Flash's things was particularly cool. They did a great job on The Flash, seriously. It was fantastic. Very pleased with the character. The acting was really good for him, too, as was everyone else. Batfleck was fine. It was just good. I didn't have a problem with him. I don't know. Again, the story was really not that interesting. I didn't enjoy it. The film was alright. I sat there and watched it. I wouldn't watch it again. The CGI, a lot of it was really bad. At the start, the film seems like it's fine, and a lot of people in the theater really did seem to enjoy it afterwards. They're like, oh, it didn't suck and stuff. And I was like, I don't know, guys. I think you're blinded by a couple laughs, because it was a pretty weak narrative, and yeah, there wasn't anything too interesting about it. I like what it's perhaps setting up, but they need to make some more interesting backstories, because you don't care who any of these characters really are, except for maybe Wonder Woman and Batman, because you know them so well. It was definitely way better than Suicide Squad. That was horrible, but it still wasn't a very good film. I could see that there were some edits made or something, and you'd see like the cuts, and I don't know. I don't know if there was more to tell in the story, or if there was a story there, but I didn't see it come through. I'd give it a solid 5 out of 10, and you can read my full review in the description below.